We want these people to be involved in politics. We want to be involved in economics. We want to be involved in all of these things of a community, a functional community. But we don't want to put anything in place that teaches people and trains people to do that.
Right.
If you don't have any schools teaching architecture, how are you going to expect any buildings to be built? And that's what the real nationalists, not these fake people. The only person I'm going to speak for is myself. I don't know who's out here saying whatever they're saying, but I know where I'm coming from. Nationalism to me means controlling your environment. Right. It's not separation. I'm not trying to kill Whitey. I'm not interested in any of that. What I'm interested in is us getting control of our communities. And how are we going to do that? First of all, one of the things is we're operating out of our mind, because that's the reason why nothing's going on right now. So in order for us to get straight, and I don't mean all people across the board. I'm talking about the people that's going to be in leadership positions, the people that's going to be the architects to get this system started. I want you to be African-centered, have an African epistemology, because the Asians have an Asian epistemology.
Right.
They're not imitation Caucasoids. They know exactly who the hell, because the Japanese are the perfect example. They didn't say, well, I'm going to take my Japanese culture and throw that in the garbage. That's in Japan. No. They took the principles of their culture and transformed it to adapt to what's going on right now. And if we don't go back to know who the hell we are, because a lot of people don't know that. And the people putting themselves in leadership positions damn sure don't know it. Then what are we transforming?
But
what principles are we taking from the past and applying it to the present so that we can have something to put together a system that works for our benefit?
So the question then is, those who don't know, I guess for me, it's always a matter of how do you make them know? You know, how do you get them to know? How do you present something to them, information that's been out here for decades?
What were you talking about?
That you and I still wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
Well, wait, are you talking about the masses, or are you talking about the people that's supposed to be the designers and the architects? Because as far as I'm concerned, the masses will go wherever they're led.
Right. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the designers and the architects. That's what I'm talking about.
Queen.
Uh-huh.
You've mentioned this before. Be it Pan-Africanism and Black nationalism, the biggest drawback, and we've talked about it. Take me to that place. Take me to a place in America where Black nationalism is thriving. When I say a place, just give me a block.
But that's my point, man.
That's the point.
My point. The point that I made is that we have not tried Black nationalism.
Right.
We haven't tried it.
It doesn't.
But we tried integration, and it has not worked.
No. We haven't tried integration either. But what
we haven't. What have we been doing for the last 40 years?
No. This integration is a two-way street. This is not integration. We've just been existing. We haven't shared in commerce. If we have a little bit more. What we've been given is a bowl of crap. That's what we partake in. My thing is we exist in this country without an economic or political ideology. There's nothing going on. We just here existing, getting whatever we got, being pimped, giving it to the man.
Well, I would say that when you look at the average white person, they're working for a white corporation. That seems pretty integrated to me.
No. That's not integration. Integration is when he's working for your corporation too. The fact that you working for
him
means that means you're a 21st century slave. That's all.
Nationalism is what. So it's not. Well, we are on the same page because you're talking nationalism. That's not integration. Are the Koreans integrated?
Integrated where?
In this country.
Integrated.
They're not integrated.
Well, look. Okay, let me say this, Mr. Holt. This is what I know. Wait, this is what I know. Let me ask it this way. This is what I know for a fact. The Korean ain't fighting to get Walmart in the community. You want to know why? Because the Korean got his own thing going on. And
now, why does the Korean have his own thing going on? Because and the reason why I'm bringing this point is because everybody wants to use these nationalist groups as examples, but don't want to use the example that they should be using. These groups have cultural cohesion.
Right, exactly.
Why are we ignoring that? Why are we just ignoring that and pretending like that's not the reason why they function the way that they function?
Right.
I have no problem with you on that, but what I'm saying is it's 40 million black people. All 40 million of us not going to be nationalists. 10% of us ain't going to be nationalists.
But
Give me 400.
But what
how much of a percentage of Koreans are nationalists?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how many. All I know is they got their thing going on. You can point to me in every city in America where Korean nationalism is taking place.
And you know what it requires? You know what the requirement is to be a nationalist? To be a part of a nation. That's all.
Okay.
It ain't nothing special to be a part of a group of people that's cohesive. They have a socioeconomic and political infrastructure. That's it. It's nothing amazing about it.
Well, okay. But all I'm saying is there are over 40 million African Americans in this country. I don't care what our ideology is. Okay, you have to have a model, or whatever it is. You got to have a model to present to the people to say that, look, this is where you go and look at what I'm talking about. I'm saying for most of us, even integration. I'm saying what we call integration is really it's tokenism. It's begging a white man, depending on the white man, to do something for us. What we call integration is not happening. It's not. Right. We just existing, holding on. Most white people don't hire us. I've been in corporate America.
I agree with you.
It's a false. It's something. Black leaders have sold us something that's false. And my only thing here is that ideologically we can do it all. We can do it all. And I'm saying we're doing nothing. We're doing absolutely positively nothing.
My
thing is,
we have the power. That's my point. My point is that we have the power to do whatever we want to, but what we lack is an identity of who we are as a people, where we work in the best interest of who we are. We're so separated identity-wise. Mm-hmm. You know, we're so separated identity-wise that we can't complete the goal of nationalism. To have that nationalistic ideology of we do what's in the best interest of black people when we're separating ourselves from being black or being African or having those roots, where we're separating ourselves from that and saying that we're totally American people. But we have a root that comes out of the continent of Africa. We have a commonality of the experience that we have experienced here in America that should join us together or bring us together as a people. So, who in the heck? Okay. that should bring us together as a people. So this is what we're lacking, and what we should always be constantly focusing on is this group identity. Because regardless of what we may think, and that we're all individuals, is that they group you on them applications for a reason. You are part of a group. You are part of a group called African-American / black people here in America. So you should identify as such so that whatever you do is to the best interest of those people. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether you're a politician, a preacher, a teacher, a crack dealer on the corner, or anybody, you should always operate from the standpoint of your being black. Bottom line. You're not.
And I know
you do have a color in America.
And I know one thing, Ms. Queen. One of the things that I definitely want to focus on, because we've basically let them off the hook, is the continental African. You know, because I believe me, I am not sitting here acting as if Africa is some Garden of Eden. The reason why the problem is that Africa is having the problems it is because there's no unity over there. Like, I've never heard anybody in America go, I'm not American, I'm from New York.
Right.
So what sense does it make somebody say, oh, I'm not African, I'm Ethiopian. I'm not African, I'm Ghanaian.
Right.
There's no solidarity over there. So I look at us as a global people, and I look at Africa in totality.
But Mr. Holmes, what if Africa has never been to what you think Africa is perhaps European. What the African thinks African is intrinsic to who he is. Meaning, most Africans that I know, they really don't, when you get right down to it and you talk to them, they don't affiliate with Nigeria. They don't affiliate with Ghana and Cameroon.
I agree with you.
What I'm saying, you know what they affiliate with? What tribe they belong to, man?
I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%, brother. I'm not in disagreement with you. What I'm saying is, look at what that philosophy has gotten Africa.
I agree. I agree with you. I've spoken to Africans, and if you ever want to get them upset, say something nice and positive about a rivaling tribe.
Well, I live to get them upset.
Well,
I love to get them upset because if that's the philosophy, then we should definitely have no problems with the European running the world.